crazy, but you know what? They're not locking it in. So again, maybe they felt like they did the homework. They didn't feel like they were going to get an Adam Warlock that they had to go against. We knew we were going to see a lot of Gamma today. Get ready for a lot of Hulk outs, crash outs, and Namor versus Hulk and what he does as we find ourselves burning T'Challa.
Of the actual upper hand, where they went 1-0 previously here on this map. And as we get started, having that slight upper hand is something that Team Nemesis is going to consider, with one team being able to already come out of the gates with GilbertNoodle setting up that portal.
Look at that shield ready just in case something happens, as immediately Rad is looking for where they want to land this thing. Team's a little split up there for Nemesis. They're taking different routes. They're deciding which way they want to go about it. And look at this. They know. They're expecting it, going back and forth there. Dinks just trying to find not to get closed off from the team as they now close in. Go the high ground here. Gilbert's going to be joined by just the Jean Grey of Bedtime Story. Scatter now pushes back, and it's going to be the rotation for Rad that gets the lower ground to point to start this thing off.
It was funny. Dinks was like, which timeline am I safe in right real quick? Just looking at my demons right behind me as Scatter already pulls out the diamond. Gru taking a good amount of that damage. Kraz getting stunned temporarily. But Rad and Team Nemesis are not letting loose in the space that they've already built up in this middle console, with Melo being on that no more, already finding Guru and setting up into place of having the number advantage.
Yeah, Scatter's already just shouting out the commands. You can see it right here. And I'm telling you, folks, if Nemesis is going to win this thing, Melo is going to be the Melo that we've come to know and love there in the stage 1 early seeding stage as well. It's going to be Team Nemesis with the honestly pretty dominant capture there, getting rid of the big opposition. And we're already up to a 95% in charging for Gale.
The Amadien so powerful that he doesn't even need to be sitting in his seat to be able to play this game. He's doing it all with his mind somewhere else here in the player cams. As the extermination comes out from Gale to try to keep them alive. Here comes the whale, though, coming crashing down as Ricky and Melo continuously press the strategist backline here of Rad.
A quick whale to get this thing started now as Amadien continues to put it on, as Bedtime Stories does get Scatter out of here. That's definitely going to help the pressure out. They got to capitalize on that. Melo good rotation. Oh my gosh, it's the battle of the giants. The two Hulks punching it out. One's going to win as Kraz is going to stay on that point. Going to force now Gilbert to jump off. Amadien putting that pressure on immediately. Rad taking a lot of damage. It's Pizzademon out of here. Amadien, are you kidding me? What an opening here from Nemesis.
Good primary focus right there too, as the extermination can either help build up that space. You could get a lot more aggressive getting that first pick, and Rad do have these two ultimates, forkydog with the invisible boundary, but then you look on the other side, Team Nemesis have not only all the answers, but they have the aggression as Melo looking to try to take a flanking angle together with Kraz.
All right, Guru, let's see what they've got here with the seduction. Seduction versus seduction, mother versus mother. One has the whale, one doesn't. It's Kraz and Scatter. Scatter again, the Vanguard show as we highlighted once again. Gets a kick, boom, and it continues to just be Team Nemesis on top confidently here. Little rust, little slow start here for the Rad fellows, as now they're just looking for more of the ban. At this point, how much do you commit to try to get this point? You're down 91%. We've seen big comebacks, Vicky, but it's 91 and counting. And right now, we've got no Strange to get to the point. This is about to go to Nemesis with ease.
Oh my god, they can't even touch the point. Yep, they had used up the portal way earlier, and that's also the drawback, right? That's the risk that you put down when you decide to do something of what Rad just did in the very beginning with a Doctor Strange portal, but also first round and then just make an immediate 0 to 100 comeback going into the second round. But can Rad do it after making those quick adjustments, because that was already a speed run for our first round?
Yeah, we got to get jabs here out of Nemesis. We got to get haymakers, not jabs, and typically in domination just doesn't tell the full story. That's why best of 5 is so important, Vicky, in my opinion, as these teams continue to get set. Look, Scatter, it feels like he's just constantly shouting commands. I love the comms, love the energy there. Melo focused as always now, throwing in those Tritons one at a time. Gonna bring the ocean with him. Kraz with the clap and the push in. Kraz right now going Monster Hulk mode with an easy freeze and the jump on the Ultron. The extermination force, and he's, oh my low! Gale is out of here, and that is not a good start. And this is why Kraz is so important to this team, Vicky.
It's a bird, it's a play. No, it's a jumping Hulk in my face, and I just ulted. I can't get away. And now losing out on the extermination is not how you want to start things off, when it's usually the fight starter that these teams lead into, and they already have the aggression and the point.
Dude, but the freeze to stop the healing, to get rid of the extermination, he played that so perfectly. Good God, Hulk mains are just absolutely rejoicing at what was an insane play there from Kraz to give the same momentum back to Nemesis. Melophobia throwing the squids up, has the whale ready. The show is on from Pizzademon. Gonna wait this out just a moment here as he decides to get the ocean ready here. Now he's got the blessing of the deep. Quick protection from him. About to go down. Good healing from the strategist, but the jump on the Hulk is going to push him down for a moment, and the Tritons continue to go, and that's going to force BTS now. His blessing. Oh, 14 health.
At least being able to find Amadian right there, too. In the process, Amadian was also trying to split so much of tension and not only focusing on keeping Melo alive as the whale comes crashing down. Dinks next starts rotating in with that fate of both worlds. Invisible boundary coming in next with bedtime story right through the cracks. Finds his Kraz here. Rad finally flipping the script here, taking a page out of the Team Nemesis book, and finally are able to flip the point for the first time of the series.
Sidon is jealous of that slam. What a way to get that team now back into it. Bedtime story. I expect him to be the difference maker. We saw the king pop off there BTS yesterday. Got to bring that same energy today. Extermination is back after Gale was unfortunate to go down from the angry man early. But you look around at the Ulticon, you know, right now, good neutral fight. Not a lot of strategist ults outside of Gale to lead this team to success. So they can sustain up to that 50 again, Vic.
Uses it right now. Well, Gilbert is going to turn into that Bruce Banner before Graz comes right back to the rest of his team. I like the way that he's just repositioning but continuing on the pressure, and with Mother Knows Best with the Silent Seduction, you want to be able to listen to her to get these follow-ups, and she's already got 2 in her line of sight. Having to back away though, both of the Vanguards fall incredibly low. Dinks, Amadien, and Ricky try to keep them alive as Kraz gets booted out back into the Bruce Banner.
Kraz there, the Bruce Banner Guru and Pizza are showing why the rust doesn't matter to start this thing. Again, you highlighted it. We've seen it time and time again. These teams just takes a moment. You know, the lights are bright here as we face the playoff elimination, so just getting adjusted, waking up for some of them here. Now continuing to look forward. Bedtime story as the whale ready to go. No setup for it, so he'll just have to nail it the old-fashioned way, throwing the Giganto onto the enemy team, but Bedtime story can match the same, continuing to push up 70% climbing for Rad.
That is much better.
Must have put a fang on that Trident, not gonna lie, with the way that he's able to move and close in this space. Talk about the damage output as well, but he's with that whale that he's got available, and Guru with the Sound of Seduction. They're trying to brute force their way through this choke. You could see the split of the aggression from Kraz is trying to get their attention. Both Vanguards fighting themselves on the point. We're trying to back cap because Rad are already at 90% as we get to see Kraz getting the reset. Dinks putting them into position with a fate of both worlds.
The show on, and the Monster Hulk's gonna dance it out. Melophobia gets the best of the other Namor, now throwing down the whale, trying to dodge this. They do, but Kraz follows up, and my gosh, it's a throw off. Guru off the environment with the juggle. Kraz showing why he's such a demon there on the Hulk, and there's the extermination keeping his teammates alive. Gale with the focus, nice job. He's going to continue to try to poke that Namor up above. Scatter does have the seduction. Going to continue to look towards it. 99% in climbing.
Good on Rad though to not fully just give up not just that space, but to continue on the aggression, to then reposition, giving that space just slowly to Nemesis. Amadien does have that extermination, and with the Silent Seduction, they try to get these follow-ups, and nobody is looking behind them while Melo continuously terrorizing the backline. Pizzademon, the next victim in his sight.
Well, there's only one king of the sea right now, and it's Melophobia. Getting the best at Bedtime story. That's a big difference maker, 81%. And they're continuing to get this thing going. Melo is just doing what he does. I mean, I'm telling you, Daredevil is not here, but I continue to hear, let the devil out, and it's Melophobia as he now pushes in 98% climbing. Amadien now with the extermination to follow. Bedtime story does have his whale that he can try with. Extermination hopping on, forcing T to push back. 98, 99. They do touch, but Melo's on the point. Rad has got to now send the whale themselves. Gamma Shield was perfect. Kraz is the MVP of this match right now.
He is going crazy, and look at Amadien's positioning too. Takes care of the squids at the same time. Guru has the Eye of Agamotto, but he gets pushed back, and he still fights Scatter, but it's better to fight Scatter than any of the strategists, as Dinks had that fate of both worlds. This fight is going overtime, ticking away, and Rad can easily match that. It's a dance-off, and forkydog is stunned, but with the invisible boundary here, they keep them both alive. It's a Venn diagram coming up from Ricky as well with the invisible boundary. Hulk almost pushing out forkydog, but he stays alive.
Yeah, if you look at ult economy right now, it's going to slightly favor Rad if they continue to stay in this thing as Gale pops his ult. Gilbert can follow. Bedtime Story's at 83. Got to stay on the point. They do flip it. Okay, wow, what a big push off there as they continue to try to eliminate them with the contention. Melo now pushing forward, has the whale ready. Got to go up with the blessing, get his height advantage, throws down the whale. Did they pack the floaties? Yes, they did. They're safe. Gale, elimination. Time is ticking. It's going to be Rad that can continue to get this thing as Bedtime Stories comes alive. Rad makes it 1-1.
They had not only the ult economy in their favor there, but they unleashed it all to be able to take that second round. Now moving on to a round 3 here, both sides. Now rolling out though in this final round. Gonna see how that's gonna be able to be fared here in that middle point. Coming out of the gates, GilbertNoodle Kraz been doing such a fantastic job, but Gale has been a terror in the skies, with Guru having the advantage and having that Eye of Agamotto if he could find the opportunity to isolate the backline.
Vicky, I can't understate what this win will do for momentum. You're up 1-0. It's an elimination. Win, move on, lose, go home. One of these teams need this here as Gale now is pushing back. Got the extermination coming from Amadien as that's going to open up the aggression. Guru does have that Agamotto saved from the last round. Trying to portal back to get to the team now is rewarded with the ultimate, pushing forward to the point. App is going up. It went to Nemesis. Nobody was on point. That's actually a huge early take for the team as they can sustain this out a bit, but it's going to be, oh my goodness, a quick elimination, but Ricky going down.
And this is a big first fight to win here. GilbertNoodle going absolutely crazy. They didn't have to use anything, and look at the stagger on top of it all too. They still have the extermination, and they still have the Eye of Agamotto.
Yeah, it's 9% now. Rad was able to flip this thing pretty easily, and it's just crazy to know. I mean, before Guru changed, his team was playing the exact same comp, the mirror comp against each other now. One team doing it slightly better. Gale and Bedtime Stories locked in, looking for the early poke, 23%. Guru's got the eye. Gale's got the extermination. Bedtime Story can throw the whale on top of it. Right now, you got to be in favor of Rad for the setup just because of the aggression that Nemesis has to take here to try to get this point.
Tries to get the stun before backing away here. Kraz taking a lot of damage though from the back. He has the reset though, so he allows him to get into position with the Sonic Seduction. Together, Melo is close to that whale. Bedtime Story the same. The extermination saved, but it's going to be met from Amadien from the other side as both of the Ultra try to keep both of the teams alive. But with the whale coming, crashing down, it's found Scatter. Eye of Agamotto following up with Dinks and that Fate of Both Worlds, but he gets stunned and Melo needs some help. Invisible Boundary from Ricky keeps him in this fight, but Bedtime Story can't be stopped.
You can't fight the tide on either side. I mean, my goodness, everybody's in the splash zone here as we continue to see the Hulk just, oh my violence, it's something as now Ricky is going to be struggling. GilbertNoodle hops off 70% climbing. Rad, what a turnaround so far. If you look at the ults, it's a neutral fight for a while. forkydog first to it. That's going to give Rad even more sustain. So right now, if you're Nemesis, you've got to lock in and win and try to get an early pick, because if you don't, it's going to be a rough one now as the portal comes back. It's Guru trying to get to the point.
Trying to recontest, he does so successfully, but they have yet to flip it in their favor. Rad approaching that 90%. Guru dancing back and forth through the window of the portal, gets choke slammed. Invisible Boundary now coming up from forkydog, keeps him in this fight. But Gale being on the high ground gets isolated as Melo's right there trying to find not only the Ultron, but the other Namor Ditto.
They're going to take their eyes out to the point. 99% to 12. If you're Rad, you want to play it like a marathon, not the sprint. We'll see how they decide to defend this thing. Melo's just getting free reign down there. Someone's got to address him. He's going to get Guru down with these. Hello, Tritons up top. They're stabbing you in the head. Someone's got to look up. Still not doing so. Now forced to back out, forced to retreat. It's going to be Nemesis getting the point back. Again, Rad, not a sprint. They can reset. They've got plenty percentage to their favor. Get those ults up. Nemesis has the answer to the call on at least the first push for Raz. This thing is going to be tighter than ever, Vic.
Yeah, but if you were Rad right now, you're super happy with that stall. Now you're looking at the next round of rotations, and they only really need to overtake this once in comparison to Team Nemesis and what they have for that sustain with the strategist. Rad now trying to approach from the high ground, but they see the split positioning that Team Nemesis has taken as they're still holding on to all these ultimates, but they will probably open up with Amadien and that extermination.
Bedtime Stories now climbing towards the top. Gale to follow. It's been the partner duo for now as they move on up 45%. They've got the extermination. Look at what they can match. Blow for blow. It's going to be Infinity War out here as the ultimates unleashed. We've seen these caverns of squids before. Here comes the whale early from Melophobia. No connection. Big there as Gale's going to be making the Age of Ultron, pushing from the top rope. You've got the Luna Ult Pizzademon keeping the team alive. Damage boost if needed. Bedtime Stories expected the whale there, but did not throw it. But it's Gilbert that gets a pick on amadien. That's going to open things up for the team. Maybe force them into a strange pick. It's in the whale from above. Melophobia, though, is going to be the Namor on top.
And he's able to find Pizzademon. Big first pick, even with bedtime story, getting that stun and trying to delay that berserk hole. And then he gets to find Melo in the process. amadien forced to swap over to the Doctor Strange. He opens up the portal right behind the high ground here from the terrorizing of Ultron that we keep seeing from Rad. Gale, combine that together with bedtime story. GilbertNoodle being able to back away, help peel for the strategist, allow them to have that bubble as Kraz is able to find Guru next.
All right, guys, now time to look at what is going to be the win here. Scatter's close to that seduction. That's going to open the team up to continue to get this point versus the other side. Gale is at 84% in climbing. Guru now swapped over back to the Strange. They just have to sustain this thing, wait for the other Vanguard. It's close. This is what the playoffs are all about and what you want here, as Gale does have extermination. Seduction happening at the same time. It's two forces meeting one another with two eliminations to follow. Ricky down. Ricky and Dinks down to Gale. Gale doing everything he can, but the Tritons come from Melo. Look up once again. Oh my gosh, Scatter jumps off the point. They're trying to retake Vicky bedtime to Psylocke. Melo cannot be stopped into the splash zone. 1, 2, 3, go down, Vic.
And with Guru making that desperate swap, it's not going to be enough. From 12% to 100. Team Nemesis clutch out the first map.
Holy, what a absolute show. What a start on our side, Vicky. I mean, you couldn't script it better than game one there. Rad has to be in shambles. That was theirs to win. Absolutely lost. Got staggered. Guru fell. Then they followed. Gale opens up a 2. Where is the rest of them? Gotta look up. Gotta get rid of their biggest threats. Eyes on Melo at all times. It's Nemesis that takes that one from Rad. Wow, what a show.
17 final hits.
For this team now, as the lock-ins come in, forkydog gonna go with that early aggression of the res. I always love that from this. Now, if you are in the side of Rad, yeah, let's see. So they're going to just go the old-fashioned way. GilbertNoodle has played some of the best Groot in the tournament, so just go right up through the tree. It's going to be tree on tree, though, as we also see Team Nemesis get that going for Kraz, who can play it all. Dinks in the Loki pick I like a lot, though, here for the defensive effort, Vic.
Yeah, because then you'll be able to get that copy either onto Ricky or amadien, or, you know, after the interviews we even had just yesterday, don't be afraid to get that Loki copy onto a duelist if the situation calls for it. But again, it's all situational when you want to be able to have that sustained, especially when you're starting off on the defense. Already a lot of damage output coming out from Dead Time Story from Rad.
Yeah, good aggression here right off the rip. forkydog a little low and climbing. 72% for Forky is crazy, but to match, amadien's right there as well with Ricky to follow. The ults are flying here as we are just seconds into this thing. Scatter, though, going to get the first bit of Guru once again. Guru going down early, not great for the team in terms of what they want to do rotation-wise. amadien trying to hunt bedtime stories. That's going to be a tough fight to take. I back away with the team there. Smart decision. Continues to push in. It is GilbertNoodle getting pushed way back into there at the hands of Melo. That's rough. Now he's got the Kraken impact.
And that's a big stagger, not only in the damage output that Guru wants to build up with the Emma Frost and the Beam, but also with GilbertNoodle. So this puts a dent with 2 minutes, 50 seconds still on the clock for Rad. They got forkydog and that invisible boundary, as well as a reset from Bedtime Story and the Phoenix Ultimate.
All right, now Melo looking to do what he does best. Look at the entire team is fully loaded on each side. Guru still has some time to get there with the rest of them now as the disappear goes up from forkydog. The group goes out now, and it's going to be all of Rad trying to sim what they've got, but it's bedtime stories to match. Nothing come from it, and Ricky now putting up the first ult. That was not great for Rad. They didn't get anything from there. Pizzademon now 2 ult. Gale can do the res, but they're going to have to win the old-fashioned way, Vic.
Yeah, they do, and with the invisible boundary, it sets Melo up in the driver's seat. It's the wombo combo between the Strangling Prison and the Bucky Kraken Impact, but Gale in the back, born again, brings them right back around after Team Nemesis were patiently waiting on cycling through these ultimates. Now RAD eSports will be able to have the Sonic Seduction, and Scatter does have that Meteor M that he wants to hold on to.
The word of the day is once again, Vicky, as Melo gets forkydog out of there. And, ooh, okay, at least a little bit of a slowdown there, but we have 2 down, so it's going to be rough for them. They're pushing, though, with full aggression on this defensive effort. It's amadien who's had now 2 absolute clutch. And even going back to the first map there, Vicky, he's been playing in a disgusting Ultron for this team as he just picks off Bedtime Story and the rest of Rad.
right? Like, he had put down 17.5k healing and 17.2k damage just in that last match before he made the swap over to that Doctor Strange, where he also tried to pull off an Eye of Agamotto, and now amadien has been able to boost up these Ultron ultimates just as quickly. But RAD, GilbertNoodle has that Strangling Prison with Bedtime Story in the Phoenix ultimate.
Blink and it's gone. There's only a minute and 11 left. RAD has to get something rolling here. They've not gotten anything to get the slowdown on Nemesis. Melo just charging right back up to that Kraken impact. Once again, it's going to be the Imprison coming up, and there it is. Once again, we've got the combo coming from RAD, and there is once again the nothing burger from the team. Kraz going to with his own, and it's Melo getting Gale out of this, and it is just a show right now. Nemesis playing absolutely just nasty.
Now, the difference is Gale couldn't get the reset because of the invisible boundary that was met by Ricky. Meanwhile, Melo was able to get at least one reset, and then he just gets to steal Guru from the cracks of the Groot wall.
Oh my gosh, just the arms loaded, the bodies are dropping, and it's just right now, One Winter is feasting. It's crazy what Melo's able to do for the consistency of the team. Scatter doing a great job here. Meteor M ready to go. They've got the Extermination to follow. Bedtime Story with the quick swap to Moon Knight. 14 seconds and down. RAD is got to get the point here if they want any chance in this lower bracket to not face elimination. There comes Khonshu. He does get Melo out of there. That's the pick they need, Vicky. Oh my gosh, a big one at that now as Dinks trying to push this team in. It's full aggression from RAD, but the Meteor M goes up. The slam dunk slams down, and it lands. Big one. Bedtime Story out.
Gets a bigger problem out of here before he builds up another set of ultimates, considering he gets out hand of Khonshu just as quick as GilbertNoodle brings everybody together with a Strangling Prison, but with nobody else to follow up, no sustain. Team Nemesis, overtime taken away. RAD desperately trying to recontest with this portal, but Team Nemesis did lose out on Scatter. They lost out on Ricky, and Melo comes right back around with a portal of his own.
Crash just having his own way with Groot now, trying to push the team out of there. Look at these walls through. The magic does get... Oh, kid up. I love the switch over here to Wolverine. It's a big one at that. Bedtime Story coming back with the passive. The good swaps and the switches. They got to stay on point, though. Time is ticking. One bit left for the hopes of RAD. Anything's possible, but right now it's looking rough for this team. Someone's got to stay on the point. No mistakes can be made here, as now it's amadien getting yet another crucial pick. Melo to follow. What a defense. What a team. Your lowest seed right now puts on a massive show.
And what a Groot wall, by the way, from Kraz. You see that?
We know Melo would show up. It's amadien and that difference maker, and just honestly being unsolvable for this roster. Listen, the standout in Melo and their identity of who they are, you know, 2-0, 2-0 RAD to open up the seeding, then 0-2 and struggling since. But we see here now as a porter, they're going to do the old, the portal turret. Wow. You know who does this a lot is RAD. I've seen this from them, but it's going to be the opposition now. And what a way to just get this thing aggression right away.
Peekaboo, I see you. Gets the turret, ready to go right through the window. Puts down the pressure. You see the Groot walls putting out. As Scatter takes a good amount of that damage before he tries to split up more attention with amadien going uncontested, because RAD looking around them like chameleons. One eye up on that portal, the other eye down that hallway. And forkydog too, taking a good chunk of that damage. But with Scatter fighting Guru, this sets up Team Nemesis to freely take the points. RAD nowhere in sight.
You'll clock the stopwatch. Speedrun complete. Someone tried to beat that time. What? Talk about shaking off the first match. No. What? What just happened? 1-0, and let's take a look at the time here after the MVP. I mean, no more than 7 minutes. I don't think I've seen that game mode go quicker. That is just absolute madness, and one team showing up with absolute guts, knowing what's at stake. 5 minutes, 32 seconds? Is this dominant? What the hell?
The Nemesis just
walking in, and the way they're deciding to play it. First one up RAD on that defensive side. And they typically, you know, we always see the triple Vanguard here as people get adjusted. Pizzademon does play a great Loki at that. I like the play call here. Melo can swap over, or amadien. They both so well for him. Melo plays easily the most Winter Soldier in this tournament. You know, Terra likes to play too, but Melo's been the guy repping the Bucky. And here we go now. GilbertNoodle gonna match tree for tree. Too good on this opening point, just walling off the strategist heals and pushing the team away. Amadien on that storm as we expected. Damage boost ready. What's scarier than a regular Melo is one that's amped up, fueled up with the blue arrows up, as now they continue to get their will imposed. Pushing in. Guru already out of this thing.
Oh, that's why you have the hand-in-hand coordination with the storm and that damage boost. forkydog does bring Guru back, but that's already the BRB used up. The Lanterns too, just providing Melo that extra sustain. But look at the damage output right now. Already having the reset potential, and he doesn't even want to get the wombo combo. I was maybe expecting him to wait out on Kraz to bring them all together, but now you have the Sia coming out, and it's looking to get deleted. I have Agamotto desperately coming over by the other side of these walls, and it does catch GilbertNoodle.
How is the Kraken already unleashed? How is this possible? The skies are opened up. We just started this thing, and Team Nemesis is going through now to their second ult rotation. The heck are we watching now as Gale's going to be on the Luna, trying to keep people up through the show. Guru going to be getting back to the squad after getting picked off early from Melo, then kneeling the seduction. Look at Guru, he says, as they try to get something out of this. They've got to make a statement here, Vicky, before it's too late.
Oh, the Strangling Prison. Oh, he's going to be able to isolate the rocket. forkydog nowhere to go as he was called out in that side room. Kraz taking a lot of damage, but the sustain is right there as Melo has the Kraken impact again. Dinks gets the God of Mission, gets the copy, and now they're going to enable Melo as he's looking to clear this first checkpoint.
What a demon! Playoff pressure. He's not feeling it. He is feeding it now as they continue to push forward, and this is just easy street as they push down the main streets of Asgard. forkydog going to be bringing this team back for what is one more fight into it. Gilbert's gonna be the only one that can put up any sort of ultimate with the Abyss there. Piece of the Abyss. Looking towards it though. Another one is gonna be coming from Elo, I'm sure, in seconds.
Amadien finding Guru next here too. The Feast of the Abyss from GilbertNoodle, man. He's going to be able to take so much damage, but he popped the armor just in time. They need the sustain, but with the isolation and these group walls, it's so hard. Amadien and Ricky follow up, and after getting this first checkpoint, they need to restabilize. RAD, it's back to the drawing board as they need to back away.
Yeah, Amadien has been the storm player of this tournament, and to have it there on the opening offense, it is crazy work. Absolutely, with the damage up. It's not about starting strong, it's about finishing big. We'll see if RAD can do it. Typically better on the third point here on this map. Melo, 57 climbing, got another hurricane to open things up. No strategist ult to boot, so usually this is to kind of get that strat ult out from them. They don't have anything to counter it. That's going to be a tough one to counter as the skies open up. He's looking to make it a stormy day. We got ourselves a potential cat 4, 1, 2, 3, nothing. Good rotation, good position there from RAD to make it a nothing burger but clear skies.
They put down the sandbags. They get to bunker down here, try to negate a lot more of that damage, while RAD though are still dropping like flies. Bedtime Story tries to put down the hand of Conchu, but Amadien also follows up and finds Guru before the Sauna Seduction also comes out. Extermination from Gale, just trying to desperately stall for as long as possible, but look at Kraz's group walls here too. Gale's just trying to float away, but he's gonna get pressured out as he's isolated from the rest of his team.
Asman now getting yet another pick there on Gale, and right now it's just a full offensive effort, picking up right where they left off, going from Central Park to Asgard. Doesn't matter the location. They just want to play in this multiverse to continue as the Kraken goes up, goes down. Amadien with the follow-up. forkydog out of this thing. The show, Pizzademon, trying to make this thing a competitive show now with the Kraken slamming down, looking for the reset. No connection there. This is the tough point to take, but it's going to be now, once again, the clouds opening up, and it is just an absolute feast fest for Team Nim.
You know how much damage output Amadien is putting in right now to be getting these Omega Hurricanes just as fast as we just saw the last one? He just had it, like, what, less than a minute ago or so? They're speed running right now on this game mode as well, just as we've seen the last two maps, already getting to the second checkpoint, but it's usually this third checkpoint that is the hardest for every team.
I mean, it's when the game gets real here. I mean, this is obviously it for RAD if they're unable to hold the 3 with 3 minutes left on the clock. Nemesis is playing with that championship level of confidence at the moment as they push in. Melo continuing just to let the aggression fly. You can see him locked in there with the red flashing from Bucky, and the limbs now wants a great claw. There it is, trying to get something rolling. Bedtime Stories has the Conchu. They can open up with something here, pushed into tight corridor.
Jumping right over the wall though, but as the moon hands out, the hand of Conchu tries to block off their only exit, and finally holding back Team Nemesis in winning the first team fight of the map.
This is where heroes get remembered, Vicky, in the playoffs. One of the biggest stages here to make it to the biggest stage of Georgia. Bedtime Story trying to get the Crescent Darts rolling, get that Conchu right back, 30% climbing up. Pizzademon does have the call answered. We have the switch from Wolverine to Namor is what Guru's looking at. Interesting swaps here. Gale on the Hulk is something I've never seen in my entire life, like the last quick improvisions here. And Bedtime Stories is at least keeping everybody at base, slowing down Nemesis. Down 3 minutes and 30 to 2 minutes.
The Guru and Gale Hulk, no more Gamma Squid. Okay, different looks here from Rad than what we're used to seeing. Pizzademon does have that Fate of Both Worlds. Hand of Conchu, just to try to block them and separate them, but is the follow-up there is the question. forkydog has that invisible boundary, trying to cycle through these ultimates safely, and Team Nemesis just as patiently are waiting right behind that choke.
Conchu's not impressed with that one. They wish to get more out of it now. Bedtime Stories got to rotate. Strategist going to find him here. 66 and going down. It's going to be forkydog. Can Bedtime Stories get back to safety? He does. forkydog with a nice escape there from the team. Guru here over on the Namor. Everybody playing different picks. Love to see it. Playoff pressure can't be there. Scatter with an opening pick. Melo going to go down. Slam for more. It's potential one. Nope. Can stay alive. That's big for the team. And the sustained 1 minute 40 seconds, Vic.
forkydog is trying to run for his life, but can't get away as amadien finds him next. Double jump after double jump, and now you got the Hulk smash coming out from the other side. The Berserker Hulk gonna be able to get the reset. Clobbering time to follow up from Kraz, and Dinks gets the copy in the form of the Luna Stone to get the Fate of Both Worlds to push him all the way up.
This is the pressure on. You can feel it in the air here as the whale crashes down. Guru throwing the whole ocean on him. Ricky, no floaties in sight. Pizzademon with another pick as well. This happened all yesterday, Vicky. Remember this? They would get pushed into the third point, then fight back and make it a 3-0. But the overtime clock, can they make it just 2 points in? It looked unstoppable. We had at one point Melo with 15 ults at the start of this thing. Great job. 55 seconds left for Rad.
Amadien too, right? And now being able to dwindle a lot of that time bank away, trying to restabilize. The Hand of Conchu is back on board for Bedtime Story. If you look at Team Nemesis, Amadien wants to force out any strategist ultimates that Rad do not have right now with this Omega Hurricane.
These are the moments, folks, that define a team. We'll see now as the moon is landing, the hurricanes are rising. Pizzademon's going to be out of this thing. That's a big pick to help with the ult rotation. forkydog does have something to keep his team in it. 70%. Melo's close with the Kraken. Haven't landed 2 in the last one. Scatter 80% and up. It's going to continue to pour on. Can somebody get an opening pick? It's been Bedtime Stories with it lately to slow down this team. 16%. At least overtime is going to be the option here for Team Nemesis. We'll see momentum continues to ride. Amadien farming up. Getting ready. Melo going to be frozen in his tracks, Vicky.
Kraz also taking a huge stun from Gale at the hands of the Hulk stun here too, so he goes down less than a minute. They get a retouch on this point. Overtime ticking away, and Pizzademon's close to that Fate of Both Worlds. They have the survivability. GilbertNoodle has the reset with the Feast of the Abyss, but all eyes on Melo as Ricky has a Fate of Both Worlds to set them up into position. 1v1 between the duelists as it's Guru v Melo. He's got high ground. forkydog manages to get away, and he's saved by the Fate of Both Worlds.
A slippery raccoon. That would have been a huge pick for them. Gilbert's going to close in on it. You're going to have now the Bedtime Stories raining down from above. The reset's happening. Ricky's out of this thing. Kraz does get Luna. It's Bedtime Stories down, but the prop back is there. It's going to go to Luna. I think that's the more important one as they continue to shine. Gale's going to go Hulk mode as he does. And what we've seen from him in the past, forkydog throwing up an ult here any moment. Guru with the pick. This could be a what an absolute show here from Rad. The playoffs, the moment. Could it be bigger now? Sliver on the clock, Vicky. Any moment now, this could end one way or the other. forkydog with another pick. It's Rad. Holy defensive effort.
You saw in the player cameras looking right back at the rest of the team to see what they could do, because Team Nemesis, they were on a terror.
The man does play a nasty Bruce Banner, but we just have not seen it at all in stage 1 or 2. So look at
Duelist 2 Vanguards here on their side of the defense.
Hey, listen, they set the ball up for a home run hit. Rad can make this thing 2-1, and then at that point, Vicky, anything can happen. Anything can happen from a 2-1 standpoint, but they got to get there first, and it's going to be answering the call once again. That's the constant ring of Melophobia. Ready to go once again on Star-Lord. Didn't get the ban this time, as Peter Quill will be in the hands of Melo pushing in. Good early aggression. Bedtime Stories has been a crack moon night there. Now we've got more from GilbertNoodle, and just the pressure constantly. Kraz is going to get the first lap there. Guru going down on the reset chamber into spawn. forkydog is going to follow. This is going to be a quick reset here for Rad.
Yeah, they used up that BRB a little earlier. Looked like it also got distorted over onto the side. forkydog making the swap over to the Invisible Woman. It's back to the drawing board for Rad. They don't want to waste enough time here, swapping right back into the Gamma Squid that was working out for them when they were on that third checkpoint. Looking at Team Nemesis, though, we were talking about the Star-Lord and Melly within this duelist pool as the dive comes in onto the backline from Gilbert before he comes right back to the team.
Pushing forward here, Kraz once again just being a demon in the backline, getting those opening picks, having the whole team stagger behind. At this point, Red just trying to farm up those early ultimates here, Vicky. Look for that to try to be somewhat an opening they can have. Bedtime Story's got the whale ready. It's going to be the extermination from Amadien. This is the ticket to winning for them last time, as he's going to get the pick on Bedtime Story. It's a stagger show right now on point 1.
They still have enough of this time, but Team Nemesis are just going to be able to rotate into this next set of ultimates. Amadien's ult count needs to be considered here by the rest of everybody watching. Kraz waiting in the distance before jumping down and diving down. He's got the Feast of the Abyss activated, as well as Bedtime Story now moving up. Wants to back up Gilbert as he gets frozen.
Not choreographed moments like this. Now the legendary coming up from the legend himself. Melo pushes forward, tries to get something good sustained there from Rad as they try to match it. It's the whale out. No connection from the whale. Forkydog now forced to keep the team alive through it. Once again, the ults are not clicking. Wow. It's just one man, one symbiote. Kraz going crazy here as Bedtime does get a good, important opening pick. But Kraz, man, someone stop this man.
And Feast of the Abyss chomping on Pizzademon on that Luna Snow. Unfortunate. Well, Ricky's going to be able to have the dance off, and Scatter's got that Meteor M. Kraz is going to be able to find Bedtime Story, and they're literally scattered in the different rotations that they've been trying to take to at least overtake Team Nemesis, who, by the way, have been backing up so well in realizing when they need to reposition. But Gale with the 3K, the Gulk.
Oh my Gulk. Oh my Ford. Eliminations from the man that's just there to throw some punches, but the haymakers come out. The Mike Tyson in the most important moments in the ring, and he rides the goats to the point of victory. But you do have another point of contention if they choose to go there. Team Nemesis resetting. They think they can just walk it to it, have plenty of space. They know they're up there. Guru can spot Melophobia. If you look at the ult, Amadien can open up with Kraz. That has been all they need to combine those two combos and win the match. This is what Team Nemesis needs to do to advance.
Get over here as he tries to jump on Amadien's head, but it's too little too late. Amadien finds Bedtime Story in the process. GilbertNoodle with the Feast of the Abyss. Team Nemesis have all the survivability. forkydog in trouble, about to have the invisible boundary. If he stays alive, he has it just in time. They re-engage. Scatter with the medium wants to pinpoint where that invisible woman is.
Num Num goes Venomous. Scatter now continues to try to make the connections. Good rotations from Rad. Using the protection inside there, but left alone outside. His strategist inside. No healing to be said, but able to stay alive. Melo going to pop the legendary. It's going to be close. The shields are going to be popped there on Gilbert as the symbiote goes into some protection there. Somewhat, but it's right now going to be Dinks with the copy to look for. Ricky can follow. The sustain is there. Pizza has the show on. It's the screen melting. Bedtime Story throws the whale. No connection. Everybody's kept alive. Vicky, this is it. 10 seconds left for Rad Story to continue or in, and Scatter, it's Melo looking to put an end to this team.
The God of Mischief to keep them alive overtime, and Rad with the sight here of wanting to stay in this tournament are looking at it escape through their hands. Gale goes out next. Amadien finding that pick and the number advantage as Team Nemesis hold this defense, forces Rad for some desperate measures. It's a portal play to try to put contest here in the overtime.
Seduction comes out from Guru. Gale's ready to go into this thing as well. It's going to be close. Look at everybody's got to be on the point, but Kraz once again does it again. He feasts again now as they continue to push in. forkydog keeping the team up. GilbertNoodle going to be over on the cap to do it all day, and there it is once again. Melophobia, wouldn't you believe it, with the legendary trying to find cap. Goodbye, Steve Rogers. Hello, Peter. We've got Kraz. We've got Melo. Nemesis rises. Rad falls, and the underdogs punch up in a statement win.
Wow. What a dominating performance from Team Nemesis there. You were talking about the Star-Lord out here. Put it in some work. We had to make some adjustments. But I do have to highlight both of these teams understanding the situation, whether they lose out on one or even two individual members. The repositioning that both Rad and even Team Nemesis did at the very end there. Rad staying alive in that side broom, trying to recontest. But the damage output that we had between that Venom, by the way, that stayed alive from Kraz was on another level.
Yeah, I'd say so. 12 eliminations. Kraz, you can see the importance. It's like when a star wide receiver goes out for their team, right? They just look different. The identity's different. Kraz, what he brought every match from the domination to that Amadien